Okay, so we're now going to look at the reporting functions of the software. Having entered a relevant date range, we click on Find Records, and that has returned all the records for all personnel within that period. Reports are generated by clicking on the print icon in the corner. This brings down the menu showing the Have Manager reports and the Tool Manager reports. You also have the option to print the selected records only. That is, those records which are highlighted. If this is left unchecked, then the reporting process will apply to all the records within the grid. Another way to access the print and reporting functions is from within the grid view, by right-clicking and going to the print option. And again, you get the option of Have Manager reports and the Tool Manager reports, and also the Selected Records Only option, and the option to enable a print preview. To start with, we'll generate a Have Manager report, and we'll look at the operator's share of exposure in a graph format. We'll simply click that highlighted option, and the print option dialog will be shown. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will select the preview option, although as you can see, there are a number of report format options available in which we can output the data. After selecting the option, click Start, and the report is displayed. This one here shows the operator's share of exposure as a pie chart. This is shown in percentage terms and visibly demonstrates that Harry Brown has the highest share of exposure. To close the preview, click on the cross. This returns you to the grid view as before, with the selected date range still applied. We can now move on and examine other report options. In this case, we'll take an example from the Tool Manager options, and we will look at the daily tool usage by tool. Make the selection, and again we'll choose this one to preview, and then we'll click Start. We can see the report here in its entirety, the number of pages, and to look at the report in more detail, we can use the zoom function from the toolbar. And we can see the individual tools. This here is the model number or asset number of this particular tool. The description from the tool tag, the date, the connection times, and the disconnection times of the Have meter. Also the ID of the person using the tool in each instance, their name, and the separate trigger times, with the total being shown at the bottom. This is the actual tool usage. The next day for the same tool, and the next day for the same tool. And if we scroll down, we can now see the usage for the next tool on the list, a different piece of plant. And we can see that on the 1st of the 8th, this tool was only used on one occasion. And while the Have meter was briefly attached to the tool on the 5th of the month, the tool was not actually used. So the overall total usage for this tool over the specified period is considerably lower than the previous tool. To return to the system, again click the cross to close the preview. And we'll select another Tool Manager report, which will show a graphical representation of similar data using the Tool Usage Graph report. Select Preview, and then Start. Here we can immediately see that this particular piece of plant, 10001, has had the highest accumulated trigger time, and it's displayed in minutes. 10003 has had similar, but not quite so much. And 10004, the one we touched on in the previous report, is clearly seen here to be the least used tool. We'll now close this report, and we're going to look now at the actual exposure of the individuals within the date range that has been selected. We'll go to the Tool Manager reporting, and we'll choose to generate a graph that shows personal exposure. Here along the x-axis, we've got each individual employee by number, and the y-axis shows the accumulated exposure points. The graph also shows the individual tools that contributed to the individual exposure by by way of a color code. Returning back again to the grid view, these reporting functions can be applied to all of the records, or any date range selected, or also to individuals by using the filtering and grouping functions within the ToolMinder software. The reporting function is a versatile and powerful feature of the software, and we've already seen with a few simple examples in this overview how easily reports can be generated and how useful they can be.